Hello everyone, it's Junie checking back in with you. I'm here to remind you that you are all magical. Now, I wanted to talk to you about Saturn being in Pisces. I'm still trying to upload everyone's astrology and I'm struggling with that. So I've had some questions come in regarding Saturn and Pisces, and I just want to clarify that we're going to be with Saturn and Pisces for a while. It's going to be the whole year. Saturn is going to be in the sign of Pisces. This is Saturn rules Capricorn, so that's an earth sign, and Pisces rules the 12th house, which is a water sign. So earth and water, they're not always compatible, but they do okay together. Saturn is a time when there's significant challenges. It brings forth some major decisions, possibly even with politics and in your own personal life as well. It's making us force our past, our prior decisions that we've made in our past, and the decisions that we've made that put us in the current position that we're in now. Saturn moves slow, and he slows things down, and he moves even slower in retrograde, okay? So think of Saturn like, a lot of people call him like the wet blanket of the party. And I really don't want to think of him like that. This footage that I'm showing you is footage from Cassini, which was when NASA launched the satellite up into Saturn. We started getting a lot of information back in 2005 about this planet. We studied the moons. We got to see the dark side of Saturn, kind of like the dark side of the moon that we never see. There's a dark side to Saturn that we never see either. It really got up and close and personal to Saturn's rings. So I wanted to upload this footage for you guys because some of you may have never seen Saturn's moons up close the way Cassini has done. And now Cassini is on Saturn forever because it never came back. Okay, so I just wanted to show you this footage as we talk about Saturn. So Saturn is really an amazing planet, okay? He does rule the government. And what Saturn is going to be telling you right now is typical dad things that you would hear. If you don't have a dad, Saturn is your dad too, okay? God is your father in heaven, all right? But in astrology, Saturn has the dad jokes and Saturn has the dad sayings. Saturn will say things to you like, well, you made your bed, now you're going to lay in it, okay? That's all Saturn, okay? Saturn's also going to tell you things like, okay, if you want to carouse with the owls, you got to soar with the eagles in the morning. He's going to say shit to you like that. It's typical dad jokes and dad sayings, all right? He is going to send you to your room and tell you, no, you can't have that line of credit. No, you can't buy that car right now. No, this isn't going to happen right now because it's not the right moment. And he will reward you when that opportune moment comes. What Saturn wants you to do is what my father would say, don't start off all half-cocked, right? Don't go into this uneducated, do your research, and then make a decision, okay? That's what Saturn wants you to do. He wants you to slow down. And sometimes Saturn moves at a snail pace. And if he's in retrograde, he even moves slower, okay? So I've been putting out everyone's astrology. I'm only up to Cancer now. I'm working on Leo next. And I'm hoping to have everyone's all signs done by the end of the month. I'm hoping that I'll be able to do that. For the whole year, I'm trying to do astrological predictions for each sign. But this is a position. Saturn is going to be in Pisces for a long time, okay? So you have to get comfortable with this planet throwing up sometimes a delay or a restriction. And if there is a delay, I'm going to ask you to remember, that Saturn is delaying it for a good reason, okay? And with him in Pisces is about your ghosts, about your past, and making peace with your past. Whether or not you struggled with addiction, because Pisces does rule addictions. Pisces rules ghost and spirituality. Pisces has 1 foot in the spirit world and 1 foot here on earth, okay? So Saturn is going to ask you to dig deep down into your soul and really think about doing things before you do it, okay? And he's also going to remind you that the decisions that you've made in your past are why you're in the position that you are in today. So Saturn wants you to, if you're in a bad position, Saturn wants you to deal with those ghosts from your past and figure out a way to get out of this. If you need to sign up for a class, if you need to go to counseling, if you need to go back to school, Saturn is going to reward you tenfold if you do the hard work that you need to do to get out of the situation that you are in now. Basically, that's what Saturn is here to do in this sign. And if you've been successful, Saturn will continue to reward you with that. But he is going to ask you, because it's in a sign that's very spiritual and a water sign that's very emotional, okay? Your emotional well-being is Pisces. And, you know, Pisces does rule hospital stays. I don't want you to forget about that. Pisces also rules mental hospitals, okay? So, and with it being in the sign with Saturn there, Saturn rules your physical body. He rules your skeletal system, your hair, your knees, your skin, your teeth, your DNA. Anything that's got your DNA on it, that rules Saturn. That's why it's so important in criminal astrology when we break down criminal astrology charts. I'm always looking for the line of Saturn. Okay, so if you think about your physical self, your physical body, and it rules, you know, getting old, Pisces rules getting old too, you may be dealing with parents that are getting up in age. You yourself might be dealing with old age, or that you have grandparents that you're dealing with someone that's getting up in age. So this is when you might have a hospital stay. Hopefully it's nothing major. It would be something hopefully minor, but, you know, because Saturn does rule delay, it can rule a parent needing to be in the hospital or dealing with old age, okay? So you might have to be dealing with a parent that's getting older. So I don't want to forget that aspect of what these two positions, Saturn and Pisces, can bring. So a Pisces is going to have you deal with your past and your past ghost. And if there's a lot of pain in your past, I mean, this could be a time that it's dredged up, you know, and Saturn is going to basically ask you to face those demons and work it out. And it's time to deal with it. If it's mental health, then go see a counselor. If it is helping someone else with mental health, this is when you can reach out to them and get them help. Pisces is a very emotional sign. It's a water sign, and it's two fish that swim in different directions. So you feel everything. You're going to start to see things in a different perspective because you're going to see it from all angles. That's what Pisces forces you to do. Pisces is also going to ask you to be a little bit more emotional than normal. Some of you may be feeling it already, that you're a little bit more kind of emotional than you usually are. So that's another thing I wanted to remind you guys about. So Saturn is willing to reward you for the hard work. If it's that you need to deal with emotional issues, Saturn is going to want you to do your homework and research about it. If you need to get better, he's going to tell you, make some phone calls, reach out for help. You know, if it's about a parent that's getting older, reach out to a social worker. They can help you. If it's about yourself getting older, or your health is not doing well, or your mental health is not doing well, Saturn is going to tell you, do your research. There are resources available to you. You just have to reach out and ask. And if it's your career that he wants you to take off in, because Saturn rules your career. He rules your reputation, your career, your work life, okay? Climbing that mountain. He is the mountain goat. Capricorn rules Saturn. Saturn rules Capricorn. So think of climbing that mountain and having the emotional strength with Pisces to do it, okay? And being mentally well enough to make these tough, hard decisions that are coming your way, and being mentally sound and emotionally stable to climb that mountain, because Capricorn and Saturn are going to ask you to climb that mountain, and you are going to be able to do it. You will have the resources and you will be educated when you make your decisions to do so. That's what Saturn's going to slow down and make happen for you. You know, he is the guy that says, no, you can't get that loan right now. Saturn is the guy that throws up restriction and tells you, no, go to your room and go study. You can't go out and party all night. You have to go do your homework and you need to study. That's all Saturn, okay? He says, roll up your sleeves. It's time to get dirty. Go get the mop and the bucket. It's time to clean up. That's all Saturn, okay? So a lot of astrologers call Saturn the wet blanket. He's the party pooper. But I see him as the strict father that everyone needs a good, swift kick in our butts sometimes to get us moving in the right direction. It's odd because he's in a spiritual sign. So it's going to be tough decisions about career, about government stuff. A lot of government stuff is going to be happening all the way up into 2026. Governmental change. And I know we have the whole political thing going on, and I do believe Saturn has something to do with it. It's front and center. And we're going to be dealing with the grit and the grind, because that's Saturn making tough decisions, making hard choices. But again, he wants us to do our research and homework. He doesn't want us to go off half-cocked. He doesn't want us to get in debt. He wants us to save money. He wants us to make good decisions and sound decisions and educated choices in our life. And he wants us to remember, if we're in a bad position, it's because of the ghost and our past, from our past choices. So now it's time to make better choices and heal ourselves from past pains and past emotional hurts. Okay, I hope this helps you better understand Pisces and Saturn. This is what I have for now. Sorry about the dad jokes, but basically that is Saturn. He is God has made him the father of the zodiac. He rules Father Time. He is Kronos, okay? So blessings to you all. I truly hope this helps you better understand that we're all going to be dealing with the Saturn and Pisces energy. We are all going to be feeling more spiritual, more emotional than normal, because there's tough decisions that need to be made. Okay, blessings to you all. Blessed be. Bye-bye.